Welcome everyone. I've been reading books for a few years now. I've read more than 100 books, and this list is entirely based on the books I've read so far. I know there are a lot of the best books, but unfortunately, I might have not read them, so it might not be on the list. Cool. Without any delay, let's get into my favorite books. Oh, I have chosen just one book per author, and the first one is The Giver of Stars by Jojo Moyes. The other book I love by her is obviously Me Before You, and just like that, even this book has a lot of emotions. It makes us cry, laugh, and connect with the characters. That's a great click, and everything about this book is just wonderful. So it's a must read, I would say. All right, the next book on the list is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. This is her debut novel, but it didn't feel like that. It was so refreshing to read a new genre of book, and it made me connect with nature. A very gripping story, and it's kind of a poetic story, I would say. And it's about the masked girl Kya. Cool. The next book on the line is Doctor Sleep by Stephen King. This is a sequel to The Shining, which got released 27 years prior to this one. It has got a lot of horror moments, and obviously, Mr. King is known for horror books, and it gives a epic conclusion to Danny Torrance's story. So I just loved it more than Shining. The fourth one is It Ends With Us by Koho. This is my first book by her, and it was actually a recommendation by one of my friends, and I am so glad I got this recommendation. The first half of the book was very romantic, and second half takes a turn and uh, gives a new perspective about domestic violence, and obviously it has to be ended. Next one is All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. Even this one has a very important social message. It's a story about Theodore Finch and Violet Markey. The first 70 to 80% of the book, I was laughing like anything, but towards the end, it changes. And yeah, whatever problems are there, we have to share and get a proper resolution instead of taking any extreme measures. The sixth book on the list is A Man Called O by Frederick Backman. It's a story about a grumpy old man, O, and it just made me laugh like anything. It's one humorous book, but it also has a lot of emotional moments, and there's a cute love story as well, and a lot of learning from it. Alright, so the seventh book is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. John is one of my most favorite authors. I have read almost all the books by him, and The Fault in Our Stars obviously tops the chart. It just tears your heart apart. A very tragic love story and a must read, and be prepared to cry. Next, we have Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling. Obviously, it's one of the best fantasy series, and I love the entire series. The core it is just a story about good versus evil, and it takes us on a magical journey. If I read it in your childhood days, it would have been awesome, but I am lucky I was able to read it during my early 20s. Next up, we have To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. The specialty of this book is that it's narrated by a child, and along with her, we are taken back to our good old childhood days. It's also a courtroom drama, and has a lot of tips about good parenting. It's a classic for a reason, and I'm glad I've read it. And the last one is Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. Christie is known as Queen of Crime novels, and this story is about Hercule Poirot. It's a murder on the moving train and how he finds it, and it shows his human side. So that's I felt that's kind of special. So I chose this one among a lot of other Christie novels. Can't contain myself with just 10, so here are a few special mentions. This one is The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown, and Robert Langdon is a symbologist, and the story follows him. It's a controversial book which gives a new perspective about Christianity. And the specialty of Dan is that it's very informative in his books, makes you think a lot, and every other chapter will have a cliffhanger, so you'll be on the edge of your seat. And next up, we have The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. This book speaks about inequality. Even in this modern world, there's certainly inequality based on race, caste, region, religion, a lot of other stuff. And obviously, Black Lives Matter. Uh, this was a big movement, and it portrays a very strong message. So, yep, we have to evolve out of this inequality. Last but not the least, we have A Study in Scarlet by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. He's known as King of Crime novels, and this the starring of Sherlock Holmes, and it's very special to me because this was the book which I read first, and it kept me going, and I became a reader. So it's very special. I just wish Sir Arthur Conan Doyle had written more of Sherlock Holmes mysteries. And with that, we come to the conclusion of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you liked my favorites and you might have read them. Please do comment in your favorite books and what you felt about this video, and if you are willing to view more reviews or book related videos, and what kind of videos you would like to see. Thank you so much for sticking around.